Welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast with Kim Johnson, your creative strategist and master mindset coach. Filled with inspiration, distinctions, perspectives, and possibilities, we help you to cultivate a mindset that leads you to create the best version of yourself you could ever imagine. Join Kim every morning from one of her favorite happy places, her chicken coop, along with all her chickens.
Hey everybody, good morning from the chicken coop. So today we are talking about mantras and how they can turn your life around, how they can truly reprogram you. And that's the big thing that's so exciting about it, is that words program us. As human beings, words matter, and the meaning we give to them matters, and mantras are the essence of it. So let me give you a quick explanation. To me, a mantra is something that's sacred. It's something that we hold to be very true in our hearts and our soul, and we repeat it and we have emotion behind it and we fuel it that way. As opposed to like an affirmation, to me it's something, affirmations don't hold as much power in my head because I'm just going to say the same thing over and over and over again, but I might not have that sacred part of it. So while some people say they're the same thing, and if that's okay if you believe that, for me they're just not. I think a mantra is more sacred in my brain. And that's why I want to teach you that language, because I think it matters. So if in fact you need a different word, that's okay. Figure out what your word is, but for me it's mantra, and that's what I like to teach. So today we're going to talk about creating some powerful mantras for yourself. And everyone always asks, like, well, where do I begin? And I think an important distinction to remember with this is that you can create these however you want. This is your perfect world we're talking about. You can focus your mantras on your character. You can focus them on things that you want to create in your life. You can focus on pretty much anything out there that you can put into words. You can put it into a mantra. The key here is to keep it simple. Keep them incredibly simple. Keep them focused, and allow yourself to create ones that you can actually believe and quote unquote buy into. Because the biggest problem that people have when they create mantras is that they will write them and they don't believe them, and they make them so big that they're so hard for their brain to assimilate because they're so far from that outcome. So let's use a money one, for example. So if somebody comes and they say, I want to, be a millionaire. Big goal if they're not even close to it, and they're focused on it, and their brain immediately starts to argue with them behind the scenes. You might walk around and say, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, but your brain is like, yeah, I just don't buy it. And you can feel it in your bones. You can feel the fact that your brain is resisting, like, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get there, because our brains always shift to that how piece. And as soon as our brain shifts to the how piece, basically you're screwed. You're not going to be able to figure out the peaceful path of focusing on the mantra, because of course your brain keeps looping around the how. So the key to this is creating mantras that you intently, emotionally feel connected to, and that you really want to move into, as well as the willingness to create them with language that makes them feel possible. The language has to make them feel possible. So the way I would describe this is something like, if you want to be a millionaire, instead of saying to yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, you might say, the Joseph Murphy has a perfect one: effortless abundance flows to me in health, wealth, and success. Now, that phrase, which comes from the book How to Attract Money by Dr. Joseph Murphy, that was written close to 100 years ago, that phrase, the brain can assimilate to, because it's not a number, but we're talking about effortless abundance. And I love that. That's one of my most favorite ones. In fact, I highly recommend, if you've not listened to that book or read that book at any point in time, grab it, do it, because he talks about the power of exactly what we're talking about. And to me, mantras are something that I do personally every day. They are written in my journal. I read them. I have them actually recorded in my phone in voice memos, and I can listen to myself. Now, the trick to that one is please make sure that you record yourself when you're upbeat. I don't want you to sound depressed, and listening to your mantras and being depressed in that voice, if you're doing it all serious, is not going to help you. It's just going to perpetuate the problem that you have. So you need to do it in an upbeat, strong voice. And you need to listen to them as many times as you can a day. You need to write them as many times as you can a day. You need to read them as many times as you can a day, because that will keep you on point. And you can't overdose on them is the point. The more you do them, the better they get. So practice this, and practice them in levels. It's okay to work them and change them over time. Sometimes people will say, oh my gosh, I did this and I don't feel as though I can go back and change it. I set it in stone. No, this is all flexible. You can change them. If they don't feel right, shift it. Make it so that it's comfortable. And remember, it's your little world. You can change this as much as you need to. So cultivate it the best way you can for yourself, and practice, practice, practice. And like I said, do ones that mean something to you. Have them have a meaning. If they don't have a meaning, you're not going to work towards it. So it's got to be important to you. Okay, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully this was helpful, and get at it right away. Work on it today. Bye-bye.